Many historians of modern Britain, like me, have spent much of their lives here at Kew at the National Archives, which contain most of the official records of the British government and its various agencies up to about 30 years ago. But the archives that I've mainly used for my latest book, The Defence of the Realm, are far too secret to make their way to Kew. Nonetheless, there are some unexplored treasures in the early history of MI5 which are in the National Archives, and I'm off with my editor at Penguin, Stuart Proffitt, to have a look at some of them.
Chris, we have some very remarkable photographs in the book, including, extraordinarily, one of an MI5 agent meeting Adolf Hitler just before the Second World War.
Absolutely. I mean, before the Second World War, the Security Service had some truly remarkable agents, not simply putlets, but they had one who, for reasons I'll explain in a minute, was called the Mad Major. Why was he called the Mad Major? Well, we've got a picture of him here doing something which nobody has ever done since, flying beneath all the London bridges. This is a picture of him flying beneath Westminster Bridge. Now, Hitler wasn't easily impressed, but here he is. His name is Christopher Draper, a First World War flying ace who subsequently became a stuntsman. And when Hitler heard about the fact that he'd flown under all London bridges, he was extremely impressed. And he talked to him for over half an hour at a Munich air show. And when Draper got back, he was asked if he would kindly become an agent for German intelligence, the Abwehr, and pass on everything the Germans wanted to know about the Royal Air Force. And he said yes almost immediately, stopping only to ask MI5 if that was all right. And MI5 said it was all right, and would he just keep them in touch? And this is the beginning of the biggest success in the entire history, I think, of MI5. He didn't really attract very much favourable interest from the intelligence he was able to produce, but he was able to provide the contact details with the Abwehr, German intelligence in Hamburg. And by monitoring that address, MI5 was able to discover the real German agents. And the one that it turned at the beginning of the war, with the codename Snow, becomes the first agent who is to deceive the Germans more successfully. It sounds a big claim, but it's imperfectly accurate. To deceive the Germans more successfully than any combatant had ever been deceived in any war by any other combatant. It's the beginning, in other words, of the double-cross system.